When he was voted in to serve on the DPS board earlier this month, Tay Anderson became one of the youngest elected officials in Colorado history. Some question whether he was too young. Age among candidates in local, state, and national politics is changing.
Younger politicians are winning open seats, and older politicians are questioning whether they're ready.
Does it matter? Denver 7's Megan Lopez is going 360.
So this is the President's Gallery.
Step into the President's Gallery at the Colorado State Capitol, and what do you see?
Lawrence Williams painted all of these.
Within these halls, a portrait of American politics and the leaders who helped shape it.
They had them installed here at the Capitol.
Some left, others right, some old, some young, all elected by the people for the people. With so much that matters every election, is a candidate's age really an issue? Let's go 360. You'll hear from two political science professors who say there's a benefit to having balance. Some students who don't think age should matter, and some older voters who do. Finally, a state senator gives his take on term limits. First, some context. The average age of Congress is going up. It's now closer to 58 years old for the House of Representatives and 62 for the Senate. Donald Trump is the oldest president ever elected at age 70. John F. Kennedy was the youngest at 43. There are age limits on candidates. For the House, you have to be at least 25 to take office. For the Senate, that age is 30. Presidents cannot be younger than 35. But there is no cap on the age of politicians and no term limits on a federal level, leaving some to serve for decades and even die in office.
For next week's class,
it's mid-semester in this elections and campaigns class on the DU campus.
Wednesday are your presentations.
With a primary coming up, it's an exciting time to study politics.
The Democratic field is striking not only for how old some of the candidates are, but also for how young some of the candidates are.
Professor Seth Maskett says age has long played a role in the presidency.
When Ronald Reagan ran in 1980, he was considered unusually old. He was, not quite 70. He would be relatively youthful in this field today.
John McCain, Hillary Clinton, and most recently Bernie Sanders all criticized about their age.
Health is still an issue. There's only so much that medicine can do.
And there are benefits to having a younger candidate on the campaign trail.
Simply having more energy. You have probably a fresher set of ideas.
I run ads, but they can also be more partisan.
They are driving a lot of the polarization we're seeing.
And less willing to reach across the aisle. Experience also matters.
For older members, it's simply nice to have something of the institutional memory.
We have a very negative impact.
That institutional memory is exactly what some lawmakers are relying on to keep them in office.
You have much wider connections, both within the House, but also outside of the chambers.
MSU Denver professor John Hughes says Democrats have some of the youngest members, but also the oldest leadership.
Leadership of the Democrats, for instance, the average age is 72.
While experience is important, so is a connection with constituents. That's why having a diverse range of members in Congress matters. Now for a youth perspective.
I don't necessarily consider the age of the candidate when I'm voting.
Back in that campaigns class, students were split on how much age really matters.
I think I'm more likely to be judgmental of a younger candidate just based off of the inexperience.
That's just a big thing for me, is the older you get, I believe you have more age and experience, which also gives you kind of more of an edge.
At the Capitol,
I don't think that age really has that much to do with it.
Older voters we spoke with were more critical of older candidates.
Sanders had a heart attack a couple of weeks ago. I wouldn't vote for Sanders.
I think that if a person is in their late 70s, I would be concerned.
But they say it's more about a politician's overall health than any number.
I think it's good to have a diverse set of ages.
As a whole, the Colorado State Legislature is relatively young thanks to term limits.
Yeah.
Senate Majority Leader Steve Fenberg isn't a big fan of them.
First couple of years as a legislator, you are basically just figuring out how things work.
So oftentimes the people who know the most about how a legislature works are lobbyists.
The more experience a legislator has, the more likely they are to think for themselves and not just serve in the interest of a specific special interest group.
And at the end of the day,
more than age, they should think about what is the perspective that this person has?
This is the rotunda.
Back in the Gallery of Presidents, it's peaceful.
He signed with a red paint.
Tour groups learning the history of these halls and the achievements of the people on them. But as you look around at this room full of past presidents, what do you see? Is it a politician's age or their perspective? And which matters more? At the Colorado State Capitol, Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
A lot to think about there. So what do you think? What do you think about the role of a politician's age? Email us 360@thedenverchannel.com.